say the weird thing. People are desperately seeking realness.
Let's get weird then. I'm an Appalachian Mountain native, and I think she is too. I'm from a small town in West Virginia, so I'm basically smack dab in the middle. And based on something I seen years ago, I am fully convinced and will always be convinced we have families of feral people living in these mountains. And I don't mean living in these mountains as in a town, a holler, in civilization. I think there are people who were born in these mountains and will remain in these mountains and have no civilization to them at all. Years ago, I was four-wheeling with one of my boyfriends at the time, and we end up in an area I am not familiar with, I have never been to, and I end up back in the woods a lot further than I would like to be. It's the edge of dark, and we get back through there, and we're looking for a place to turn around. We run up on an area that had been cleared off, and I thought, well, that's weird. And then I look over, and I see what appears to be a playhouse, like a child's playhouse. And if you've ever seen the pink and purple playhouses that were made of wood and were really nice, that kind of all the girls wanted when we were real little, that's about the size it was. It wasn't any taller than maybe 5 foot tall, and that's about the dimensions I would put it at. But it was made out of sticks and logs and like just kind of whatever somebody could find. And again, I thought, that's weird. That's an odd place to put a playhouse because there was nothing around. And as I'm sitting there looking at it, people start peeking out the windows. And again, this house is not 5 foot tall. And I've spot probably at least 5 people looking out what I would call windows of this house. Wild looking people. Now, I peeled my ass out of there. I don't want to know how long they've been there. I don't want to know how they're surviving there. I don't want to know what they're eating, what they're consuming. I don't want to know. And as a native, I think a lot of us have heard the stories of the mountain people, of the people who do live in these mountains, and the people that go missing in the Appalachian Mountains and they're never found again. And it's always chalked up to, well, they went into an abandoned mine and they got in there and got stuck and died, or an animal got them, or they fell into a hole, or something like that. Well, what if it's not that and it's something more sinister? What if it's like a real life Hills Have Eyes situation? Because let's be real about it. The Appalachian Mountains are so dense that there's absolutely a possibility that families can live in these mountains and never be discovered. And everybody's always scared of the urban legends, the haint and everything else that comes with that. I don't have a single fear for any of that. I've heard the noises that come out of these mountains, and there's been so much happening in these mountains. There absolutely is, spiritual things in these mountains. I'm more scared of the people that could be living in these mountains, that have no laws, that don't know right from wrong. I have never tried to go back to that area. I will never try to go back to that area. If there's one thing that put fear into me, it would be that. And I can't be the only one that's ever seen it, because then you wouldn't have all of the stories of the mountain people. So maybe look up urban legends about it. Maybe look up YouTube videos or something and see what you can find out about it. I've never looked into it because I don't want to look into it. You wanted me to get weird? I got weird.